last night's game versus these same YD Red Sox at home. The Mariners led for the majority of last night's game. Actually, were up 5-0, but couldn't take home the win.
Yeah, just the 1 6-run sixth inning. They did score 2 more in the ninth inning to solidify their win, but the Red Sox came out, a little bit slow on the offensive side. Couldn't really get anything going against Portimani. Portimani gave it to him. He pitched a really nice game for the Mariners. Gave him a chance to win, but unfortunately, the grand slam off the bat of Noah Campbell made the difference, and now he's in the starting lineup today, so he's definitely a force to be reckoned with for these YD Red Sox. And with that win yesterday, they're able to clinch the division and now are the Eastern Division champions and are now the 1 seed. So that's a big win for them, and the Mariners still looking to maybe move up. I mean, they're running out of games here to do so, but they can get it going here with a win in YD.
And what do you look for out of tonight's pitching matchup, Thomas?
Well, Nathan Wiles on the mound for the Red Sox. He did pitch right back here against the Mariners on July 10th. He went 4 2/3, 9 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned. Now that is a game when similar to yesterday where the Mariners scored all the runs in the first 4 or 5 innings and the bats went quiet in the latter half of the game. And that's something that's been plagued them this year where the offense just goes quiet towards the end of the ballgame. But they've been proven that you can score runs early and often. It's just a matter if they can hold that lead for the rest of the game. And on the mound for the Mariners is Jacob Bradley, who's making his second appearance, his first start for the Harwich Mariners. He first pitched back in Chatham, pitched a scoreless inning, only gave 1 hit, 1 walk, and the 4 batters that he did face. So he's looked strong so far. Again, a small sample size. A kid that plays at West Virginia State University, played this year at Marshall. So we'll see what he can offer here for the Mariners in today's ballgame.
Well, you mentioned Nathan Wiles. Wiles has allowed a total of 27 runs in just 21 1/3 innings of work. Not all of those are earned runs. His ERA just a shade under 9 as the Harwich Mariners look to get their bats going tonight. Which players do you look to watch in the Harwich Mariners lineup?
Well, the usual suspects, the 2 3-hitters, and Aaron Shunk and Andre Lipsius, to get 2 guys that, really give this lineup a jolt. But I'm really more interested in the number 5 hitter this evening, Logan Driscoll, the left fielder. Driscoll drove in an RBI again yesterday. He collected 2 hits, went 2 for 4 with a walk, and then go back to the Bourne game where Driscoll was 2 for 4 again with a couple of RBIs. He's been a nice addition to this lineup, and we'll see if he can keep things rolling here against the Red Sox again.
Well, we'll step aside for the national anthem and be back for the first pitch. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Welcome back inside Red Wilson Field. Austin Rooney alongside Thomas Zarella as baseball is just moments away as we take you around the diamond for the YD Red Sox.
Starting out in left field is Quinn Kahn, playing center once more is Zach Ashford. Over in right field is Reese Albert. Luke Waddell playing third base tonight. Noah Campbell at shortstop. John DeLuca over at second. Zubia at first base. And the catcher, Dyer, doing the catching this evening for Nathan Wiles.
And leading things off for the Harwich Mariners is Tanner Morris as he digs in from the left side. And the first pitch from Nathan Wiles. On the outside corner for strike one, and your Harwich Mariners lineup batting first. Tanner Morris playing shortstop, batting second. The designated hitter tonight is Aaron Shunk, batting third and playing first base. Andre Lipsius batting fourth. The third baseman is Nate Eichhoff as the 0-1 pitch misses outside, and the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Batting fifth is Logan Driscoll, batting sixth is Ben Norman, the center fielder, batting seventh. The catcher, Brad Debo, as the 1-1 pitch is swung on. A high pop-up into shallow left field. Quinn Cotton moves in and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Continuing down the order, it is Gabe Rivera, who's batting eighth and playing right field. And closing out the order, the second baseman is Jordan Green. Aaron Shunk, who we just wrapped up our final Player Mariners Monday. How we will do, it was taped today, it will be released tomorrow. Talking about his time in Georgia, his time here in Harwich. Going on his deep sea fishing trip with both Tyler Baum and Mason Meadows as he digs in from the right side. First pitch from Wiles misses low and in, and the count 1 ball and no strikes.
A lot of guys, especially from SEC schools, love to do their fishing around here. I've had the joy of doing it a couple times on the Cape. Some deep sea fishing.
The 1-0 delivery cut on and fouled off down the left field side over towards the YD bullpen as players go diving out of the way in the count 1-1. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters, Morris, who batted first. Now it's Shunk in the right-hander's batter's box, and the 1-1 is cut on and ripped foul down the left field line. In the count 1-2, standing on deck is Andre Lipsius.
A couple of hard hit balls there from Shunk. Fortunately, they were foul, but again, let's see if Wiles try to mix things up here. Shunk still a little out in front of that fastball.
The 1-2 offering. Breaking ball misses low on the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Aaron Shunk. Shunk just had his family in town recently. He said that while they were here, they did quite a bit of sightseeing. To a couple of museums. Spent some time relaxing while they were here. The 2-2 delivery. Misses upstairs just above the letters, and the count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, speaking of sightseeing, former Mariners player Jack Dreyer, who now had to leave the Cape due to an injury, saw his mom on Twitter that they ran to Steve Carell while on, I believe it was the Vineyard. So,
well, the payoff pitch is cut on and shot foul down the third base side. Count remains 3-2, running into famous people all over the place. Well, his dad played in the MLB.
Yeah, you never know who you're going to run to here on Cape Cod. It's a place where almost everybody knows everybody.
And the 3-2 pitch is swung on, a high pop-up into the infield. The shortstop Campbell gives way to the second baseman DeLuca, who makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Quite a long at-bat that Aaron Shunk worked versus Wiles, but Wiles wins the battle and gets the second out of the inning.
I mentioned Wiles before. His ERA is just a tick over 8 at 8.01. He struggled this year, including the last time the Mariners faced. He gave up 4 runs, 2 of them earned over 4 2/3, but his last start out in Brewster, or against Brewster on July 20th, gave up 7 runs, 3 of them earned in 3 1/3.
And the first pitch to Andre Lipsius. Misses inside in the count, 1 ball and no strikes.
And, you know, you see all the unearned runs. This is a YD team that's defense has struggled at times this season. Only 1 error in yesterday's ball game.
And the 1-0 pitch swung on, a ground ball right to shortstop. Fielded by Campbell. He'll toss across the diamond, and that'll do it. A quick 1-2-3 inning from Wiles at the end of the top of the first. It is the Mariners nothing and the Red Sox nothing. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network.
With 35-cent wings on Wednesdays, it's the place to be. Come on down.
Welcome back inside Red Wilson Field. A scoreless game in the bottom of the first as we take you around the diamond for the Harwich Mariners.
And out in left field, Logan Driscoll, Ben Norman out in center field, Gabe Rivera over in right. Eichhoff at third base tonight. Morris at shortstop, Jordan Green going to start at second. Angelopoulos back over at first, and Brad Diebel this evening doing the catching for the starting pitcher, Jacob Bradley.
And the starting lineup for the YD Red Sox: batting first and playing center field, Zach Ashford; batting second, the second baseman, Johnny DeLuca; batting third, the shortstop who had a grand slam yesterday, Noah Campbell; the cleanup hitter is playing first base, Zach Zubia; batting fifth and playing left field, Quinn Cotton; batting sixth is the right fielder, Reese Albert; batting seventh, the designated hitter, Vito Fresia; batting eighth and playing third base, Luke Woodell; and closing out the order is the catcher, Matthew Dyer. Now, you talked about the pitcher for the Harwich Mariners tonight, Jacob Bradley, briefly. What else should we know about him tonight?
Well, he's this year at Marshall. He went 1-1 with a 10.29 over 20 appearances, including one start. He yielded in 29 runs, 24 of them earned in 21 innings. But back in 2017, a little more steady with an 0-1 record, 4.38 with 21 appearances. So he kind of had a rough sophomore campaign, but he's looked sharp at times throughout his collegiate career.
Well, stepping in from the left side is Zach Ashford. The first pitch from Bradley. Cut on and shot foul right over towards our table. And the count 0-1. Our table is just a few feet to the home plate side of the Mariners dugout. Mariners dugout is on the first base side, as it is really a mix around Cape Cod, whether the home side is going to be at first base or third base. And the 0-1 pitch, fastball misses upstairs, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, it's always a mix of where the home team dugouts are. Just depends, you know, which place the Mariners are playing today.
Back at White House Field, it's on the third base side. The 1-1 delivery misses low, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Back at the major league level, for the most part, the dugouts are on the first base side for the home team. The 2-1 offering, swung on a high pop-up into shallow center field. Jordan Green, the second baseman, gets under it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning, and there's one away in the bottom of the first.
Of course, it could be a difficult day for some fielders to catch these pop flies or fly balls. It's just those Cape Cod swirling winds out in full effect today. Wind blowing out towards, again, left field. Blowing out towards, a little towards, more towards the left field corner. But again, a straight down wind. Now it is a smaller ballpark out here in left field. It's a little bit deeper. It's about 348 down the left field corner.
And the first pitch misses low to the two-hitter, Johnny DeLuca. DeLuca at second base, and a lot of these players in the YD order are hitting really close to 300 as the 1-0 pitch misses upstairs, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Ashford at 296, DeLuca at 295. While he's not in the lineup tonight, Dashbach is just a hair under 300 as well, as a 2-0 delivery also misses upstairs, and the count 3 balls and no strikes. Albert at 296, and Quinn Cotton at 291. So a lot of guys straddling that 300 batting average as the 3-0 delivery misses upstairs to DeLuca and a 4-pitch walk issued from Jacob Bradley.
South Carolina, number 14, Noah Campbell.
Yeah, back at school this year, Marshall walked 15 guys in 21 innings, almost a walk per inning. A little less his freshman year, 7 and 24, and in his first start as well, or his first appearance on the Cape and Chatham, walked 1 in an inning, but they only gave 1 hit.
And the goal for a pitcher, just so you have some sort of an idea of where they should be, if you're looking for at a college level, if you're under a half a walk per inning, if you're in the 0.4 walks per inning area as the first pitch misses low to Noah Campbell for ball 1, that's sort of where you want to be. Once you get into minor league baseball towards the professional level, you want to be under a quarter of a walk per inning, which would be 0.25 walks. As the 1-0 delivery is swung on, a line drive foul down the first base line, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Noah Campbell took a big swing after Bradley had thrown 5 consecutive balls.
And Campbell deserves to take some big swings, had a big one yesterday. Grand slam that really made a big difference in that game. That gave the Red Sox the lead.
It was a 5-2 Mariners lead in the top of the 6th, and Campbell hit a grand slam over the right field wall as the 1-1 delivery misses upstairs in the count 2-1. And that put the YD Red Sox on top. They led 6-5 and never surrendered that lead. They ended up winning it 8-5. Runner on first, 1 out. Scoreless game in the bottom of the first inning. The 2-1 delivery is swung on and fouled off down the left field line, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And of course, last time that these two teams met here at Red Wilson Field, Campbell had a big home run, a decisive home run off Caleb Freeman to tie up the game late in the game in the 8th inning. So he's had his fair share of shots off the Mariners this year.
Bradley comes set, gets a sign from Brad Debo. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, a high fly ball towards right field. Driscoll headed back to the track, to the wall. You can say goodbye. A 2-run home run off the bat of Noah Campbell, and he's got home runs in back-to-back games and puts the YD Red Sox on top, 2-0 in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Campbell continues to rake off the Mariners. This is his 2nd time now in the season where he's had home runs in back-to-back games. Happened early in the year as well. So 4 out of his 6 home runs have come in back-to-back games on those type of streaks, and he's got a lot of power in that bat. I'm sure scouts are taking notice. God, plays his college ball at South Carolina. Nice little ballpark down there, Founders Ballpark.
And that's probably not a home run at a lot of parks. That ball was hit out to deep right, but I think probably at White House Field it's staying in the yard. It's a well-hit ball, but probably in the 360 or so foot range, and I think that stays in the yard at White House Field. It's probably a very long fly out as the first pitch is in there for a strike on the outside corner on Zach Zubia, but it's a shallow ballpark at Red Wilson Field. That's well known and well documented. And it gets out of here, and the 0-1 pitch is a fastball on the outside corner on the count 0-2. It'll be interesting to see how Jacob Bradley is able to respond to the adversity of allowing a home run in the first inning. Can he overcome it quickly? As the 0-2 pitch just misses upstairs and outside, and the count 1-2.
What's interesting too is that Bradley is not really a guy that's going to strike a lot of guys out, but really more to contact.
The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball misses well upstairs, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
This year at Marshall, only 15 punch outs in 21, 12 and 24 and 2/3 here before that. So similar to Point Amani yesterday. Try to put the ball in play. Have your field do the rest of the work.
Base path's empty, 1 out. YD leads this game 2-0 after a 2-run home run off the bat of Noah Campbell. He's got 2 home runs in his last 3 at-bats as the 2-2 offering misses outside, and the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes on the cleanup hitter, Zach Zubia. And the 3-2 delivery is swung on, a high chopper over towards third. Eichhoff Fields will throw across the diamond, and there are 2 away.
left fielder.
That's what shows you too, where you gotta put guys on via the walk and come and hurt you.
Cotton.
Putting DeLuca on with the walk and then the home run from Campbell, able to drive in 2 runs.
Now 2 away in the bottom of the first inning. It is the 5-hitter Quinn Cotton who will dig in from the right side. First pitch, fastball at the belt for strike 1, and the count 0-1 on the right-handed hitter. The 0-1 pitch misses upstairs, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike on Cotton.
Cotton had one of those RBIs in the 9th inning to help stretch that Red Sox lead out of reach from the Mariners.
1-1 pitch, swung on, a high pop-up. Brad Devo coming back right towards
watch
our
out.
tail behind the plate. Oh, gets out of play.
I realized it was coming right for us, and I didn't know if anybody else behind us saw how close that ball was coming. I was ready to put the hands out and catch it, but it didn't come over towards me.
The last thing I want to do was to ruin my computer, which is brand new, just 3 days old. My old one just broke, so the last thing I want to do is have this thing have a similar issue. So I was covering the computer, making sure I didn't get hurt either, and 1-2 pitch misses low to Cotton. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I got pen over my pants now too, so that's unfortunate, but rather protect, try to make a catch on the ball and it was coming towards us.
The 2-2 delivery misses upstairs in the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Cotton. 2 away in the bottom of the first inning, a 2-0 Red Sox lead. The payoff pitch misses low, and Quinn Cotton draws a 2-out walk.
It's another walk issued here in this inning from Bradley. That's 2.
Number 11, Reese Albert.
And Reese Albert, the 6th hitter in the YD order, who is hitting 296. Yet another one of those guys who is right around that 300 mark, and the team average for YD is over 280, which is exceptional for a team to be having a batting average that high. The Mariners under 240, which is right around average for the Cape League. As the first pitch is swung on and tailing foul down the left field line, it goes out of play, and the count 0-1.
Reese Albert out of Florida State, same school as Buster Post, who played right here for the YD Red Sox 06-07.
And the other thing that I find interesting about that specifically is that you're going to have players who don't adjust well to the wood. It's just going to happen as the 0-1 pitch is swung on and lined right at Nate Eichhoff for the final out of the inning. Well, we'll continue this discussion in the top of the second. At the end of 1, it is the Red Sox 2 and the Mariners nothing. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network.
I'd like to remind you that this is a tobacco.
Top of the second from YD as the Harwich Mariners trail the YD Red Sox 2-0. As you were talking about the end of last inning, the YD Red Sox have a team average of over 280. And as we know, there are always going to be players who struggle with the adjustment from the metal bats to the wood bats and to the velocity And it's outstanding to see a team with a batting average that high as Nate Eichhoff digs in from the left side. First pitch swung on, a high fly ball towards deep left field, back towards the track, to the wall. It one hops the wall. Eichhoff jogs into second with a leadoff stand-up double. And the Mariners have a runner in scoring position to start things off in the top of the second.
Eichhoff again, we see it the whole year. He's a guy who loves to swing at some first pitch fastball counts, does so right there. And able to rope one out towards left field corner. One hops the fence out there. Could have been gone at over maybe at White House, but here it's just a one hopper off the wall.
Well, as we know, the center field fence here at Red Wilson Field is as shallow as it gets, actually under 360. Down the lines, though, it's over 340, so it's pretty uniform across the board. As left-handed hitter Logan Driscoll steps in, first pitch is a changeup, and Driscoll out ahead of that pitch in the count 0-1.
Well, that's one of the comeback guys from trying to jump on that first pitch fastball is just throw some off speed in there, change up curveball. If you can throw for a strike, and Driscoll looking fastball there.
And Driscoll has been hitting the ball very well over the past couple of games, has multiple hits in each one of them. As the 0-1 pitch is cut on, a high fly ball towards deep left center field. The left fielder Quinn Cotton moves over, makes the catch. Eichhoff thought about tagging and probably would have been safe since the throw is offline, but he opts to stay at second base.
Center fielder.
Well, it's always in hindsight. You don't know where that ball's going to go, and playing it safe.
And he stays in scoring position, which is the important part. The Mariners able to get a base hit. He should be able to score from second. And it's Ben Norman who digs in from the left side. He had a few RBIs of his own back at Bourne a couple of days ago. Runner on second, one out. 2-0 Red Sox lead. The first pitch swung on, a chopper right back to the mound. Throwing over towards third is Wiles, and they get the lead out as Eichhoff is thrown out going to third base. Put it down as a fielder's choice and a 1-5 put out. As there's a runner on first with 2 outs.
Oh, just heads up play. We saw the Mariners do that yesterday. Jealous Source on the mound. A heads up play by the pitcher. Ground ball back to the mound. Checking on the lead runner, and off on the contact was Eichhoff. Maybe thought it could have gone through, maybe over the pitcher.
And Ben Norman, you have to wonder if he's going to try to steal second base. Put himself in scoring position. First pitch is swung on and fouled off the bat of Brad Debo in the count 0-1. Debo, another one of those guys at near the bottom of the order who has been producing in a big way recently. He's 5 for his last 9 with a walk. And it's great to see him start to have his numbers climb as the 0-1 pitch misses above the letters in the count 1-1. Norman off of first base, 2 outs. Top of the second inning, a 2-0 YD Red Sox lead. The 1-1 pitch swung on, and a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Ben Norman pulls on the brakes around second, and there are runners on first and second, 2 outs. Brad Debo continues to get hits, and this is where that last play with Nate Eichhoff becomes that much more important, because instead of having, 2 outs with a runner on first base in that situation, it's 2 outs to the runner on second. You never know if Nate Eichhoff would have tried to go home on the soft ground ball up the middle for a base hit.
Well, it's definitely, you can always think about, always wonder about. The Mariners in this situation still trying to get a run across here. It'd be big after getting up 2 in the home half of the first. Get one back here, right back in the second.
And Gabe Rivera, the hard-hitting right-handed hitter, digs in. First pitch from Wiles, swung on, a high chopper foul down the third base line. We've talked about this a little bit in the past when he had the outstanding batting practice over at Fenway Park, where he hit 5 balls over the monster, 1 out of Fenway Park altogether.
A lot of power in that bat. We've seen it on display a couple times this year. He hit a couple rockets out to center field. One in for a triple back at White House, couple doubles since that Fenway workout.
He had one that was probably right around 400 feet at Eldridge Park. He had a triple as the 0-1 pitch misses outside in the count 1-1. At a lot of ballparks, and especially here at YD, that would be a home run, but not over Eldridge Park with the 430-foot wall out in center field. Brad Devo probably hit the ball 425 out in center, but that's about all. That's the furthest I've seen it hit. As the 1-1 pitch is a high chopper over towards short. Campbell fields. He'll flip the second, and that will do it. The Mariners strand 2, and at the end of 1.5, it's a 2-0 Red Sox lead. You're listening to Mariners baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Bottom half of the second inning from Red Wilson Field, a 2-0 YD Red Sox lead is the first pitch to Vito Fresia. This is low in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. The YD Red Sox are looking to sweep the Mariners this year. They are 5-0 against Harwich this season as the 1-0 pitch is swung on and ground up the middle for a base hit as Vito Fresia is aboard to start things off in the top of the second.
Fresia, who came in as a catcher yesterday as a pinch hitter, did now record an at-bat, was hit by a pitch and walked in his 2 plate appearance. So now we'll record a hit in the last 2 games. Nicely done there as well. Now Red Sox have a leadoff man on.
And Luke Waddell, the former Mariner, digs in. And the first pitch is a ground ball right over towards second, on a short for 1, back on a first, not in time. Awfully close play at first base, but Luke Waddell was running the ball out well and beat out the throw to first. It was a rolling ground ball towards second base, and Jordan Green did well to flip on to short for the first out. And the return throw to first was also a solid one from Tanner Morris, but just not quite in time to get the speedy Waddell.
Yeah, Green did all he could there to try to turn up that double play, and almost got him over at first. Waddell runs pretty well.
Now it's the 9-hitter, Matt Dyer. First pitch swung on, a high fly ball towards right center field. It's going to split the gap. Racing that ball down in center is Norman, and the runner from first, Waddell, is going to come all the way in and score. It's an RBI double off the bat of Matt Dyer. And the YD Red Sox lead this game 3-0.
And that's what can happen here at Red Wilson Field. We talk about a short fence in center field, but since those fences are moved back and left and right, just maybe an extra 10, 15 feet, it's going to cause some havoc out there. Any ball in the gap is going to just keep rolling until the fence, and ball is rolled all the way out there to the fence here in right center field, and not much the Mariners could do there. As Waddell, again, has some wheels over at first, comes around to score.
So the YD Red Sox put up 2 runs in the bottom of the first. They've added another in the bottom of the second. It's a 3-0 YD lead with 1 out. Ashford comes set. I beg your pardon, Bradley comes set. Ashford from the left-hander's batter's box. First pitch swung on, a high fly ball to left center field. Back to the track, to the wall, it one hops the wall. Coming in and scoring from second base is Dyer. It's a stand-up RBI double off the bat of Zach Ashford. And the YD Red Sox lead in this game 4-0.
Second baseman.
A couple others swing. That's 3 in a row now. The hitters have swung at the first pitch, trying to jump on those early pitches. Now this is the second time around, and Ashford learns from the first at-bat. Seeing what Bradley has to offer and just puts it out towards left center field and ends himself up with a double and RBI.
Now it's the two-hitter, Johnny DeLuca. He walked back in the first inning. First pitch, cut on, a chopper over towards first, nicely fielded by Lipsius. He flips to the covering Bradley. And there are two away as the runner at second base, Ashford, manages to advance to third. So runner on third base with 2 outs as Noah Campbell, who hit the home run back in the bottom of the first inning.
We talk about a couple of Mariners killers throughout this season on other teams, and he's another one of them, a guy that just hits very well. Blake Sable out of Chatham being another guy that's tremendous against the Mariners. Now Noah Campbell has 3 home runs against the Mariners this season.
And the first pitch is a breaking ball missing upstairs. The count 1-0. Campbell has 2 home runs in his last 3 at-bats. Definitely not somebody this Mariners pitching staff wants to mess around with. The 1-0 delivery. Swung on, a high fly ball down the left field line. It drops for a fair ball. It's going to be extra bases for Campbell. Coming around and scoring is Ashford. And Noah Campbell has himself an RBI stand-up double in the bottom of the second, and the YD Red Sox are on top 5-0.
Yeah, the Red Sox are doing just what the Mariners did yesterday early in the game. Mariners scored 4 runs in the first 2 innings. Red Sox besting them here with 5, but you know, anything can happen. It's still a lot of baseball to be played here. It's just up to the Mariners. They can get the bats going, maybe chip into this lead, or chip into this deficit, I should say.
And yet another runner in scoring position for the YD Red Sox as they are in the driver's seat early on. It is a 5-0 YD lead, and they're not done yet as it's the middle of the order. Due up for the Red Sox, Zach Zubia steps in from the right side. First pitch is low and in the dirt, blocked by Brad Debo, and the count 1-0. Runner on second, 2 outs. It's been all Red Sox this evening. Good news for the Harwich Mariners is that they have clinched the playoffs as the 1-0 pitch misses low and is going to get by Brad Debo, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Advancing over towards third base is Campbell.
Yeah, that one just getting through the 5-hole there. Almost another good block from Debo. Curveball just dips a little bit more and can't get quite into that down position and just squeezes through.
It's going to be a pass ball against Debo as the 2-0 pitch is on the outside corner, and the count 2-1. For Bradley, it's been a mix of control problems tonight along with leaving balls out over the middle of the plate, and these YD hitters taking advantage as the 2-1 pitch is cut on, a high fly ball down the right field line, tailing out of play. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. The strike-to-ball ratio for Jacob Bradley, 19 strikes, 19 balls for the right-hander. And the 2-2 pitch, swung on a ground ball over to third. I call Fields, he'll throw across the diamond, and that'll do it, but not before 3 more runs cross home plate for the YD Red Sox and lead this game 5-0. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Top half of the third inning from Red Wilson Field. Mariners trail in this contest 5-0. It's the 9-1 and 2 hitters due up for the Mariners. Jordan Green, followed by Tanner Morris and Aaron Schunk. And the first pitch from Wiles misses upstairs, and the count 1-1, no strikes. And Wiles came into tonight's game, and there were a lot of question marks surrounding him. He'd struggled in each of his last 4 starts, allowed at least 4 runs in each one, and the 1-0 pitch at the letters for strike 1, and the count 1-1.
He's looked pretty good so far in this ball game. Only 2 hits allowed over 2 innings, including a scoreless 1-2-3 in the first.
1-1 delivery. Misses inside, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike.
Of course, he'll be facing this order the second time around. And as you keep facing that same order again and again, it gets awfully tough to keep them off.
1-1 delivery, swung on and missed in the count 1-2. Oh, I beg your pardon, count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Scoreboard has not yet updated properly. The 2-2 pitch to Jordan Green, swung on, a line drive foul down the right field line, and the count remains 2-2.
Good swing there by Green. Just couldn't quite reach that one in fair territory.
Jordan Green, nicknamed Boomstick, looking to get some power hits at the plate. As the 2-2 pitch misses upstairs in the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 delivery. In there for strike 3. As it gets Jordan Green at the knees, and there's 1 away in the top of the third inning.
Number 10, Tanner Morris.
It's Wiles' first strikeout on the afternoon.
And, you know, Jordan Green's putting together some better at-bats recently. He had a couple of walks versus Chatham, and he's really working at things at the plate, trying to identify small things in his swing, just working on a couple of things. This is the first pitch to Tanner Morris, misses upstairs and outside for ball 1. The 1-0 delivery to the left-handed hitting shortstop is swung on. A high fly ball towards deep right field. Headed back to the track, to the wall. You can say goodbye. A solo home run off the bat of Tanner Morris. The Mariners are on the board to the top of the third.
Well, it's great to see that the Mariners are not a lot of home runs for this team. We saw Ben Norman hit one out towards the right center field, and now Tanner Morris has one here, as he picks up his second on the season. His other one came in Wareham, and that's going to put a smile on their face.
The designated hitter from Georgia, number 20.
So now a 5-1 game in the top of the third, as the Mariners get only their 11th home run of the season. They're not a team that's going to hit a lot of homers. They lead the league in doubles. They're last in home runs. They have 75 doubles, just 11 homers, as the first pitch to Aaron Schunk is swung on. A high pop-up down the right field side, and it's going to bounce in foul territory as the right fielder Albert was unable to get there. Count 0-1 on the right-handed hitting designated hitter in tonight's contest.
So Aaron Schunk at third, yes. They really make some nice defensive plays down there at third. Couple backhander and a nice stop over at third. Rob Nick Quintana of a base hit.
And the final player version of Mariners Monday will be released on Monday, as the name suggests, as the 0-1 delivery is a check swing down the first base line. Coming in is Zubia. He'll flip to the pitcher Wiles, and there are 2 away in the top of the third.
That was a check swing and stayed in play. Just a little bit out in front of it if he swung through it. That one stayed in fair territory, unfortunately for him.
The final Mariners Monday will be coming out the following week. It is not with a player. We're going to hold on who it is until it is actually released or we get closer to the date. As Andre Lipsius digs in from the right side. He's a 3-hitter in the Mariners order as the first pitch misses low for ball 1 and the count 1-0. 1-0 delivery on the outside corner, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. This is upstairs, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike on Andre Lipsius.
Lipsius collected 2 base hits in yesterday's ball game in the win. Or excuse me, in the loss, but in the win, he collected 2 RBIs against Bourne.
2-1 delivery. Cut on and fouled off. And didn't look like he had a great swing on that pitch as he fell down to one knee as he was off balance. And the count 2-2.
It's almost like an Adrian Beltre-esque. He's perfected that one knee.
The 2-2 pitch swung on, a ground ball towards the hole between short and third. Third baseman Waddell picks it up and throws across the diamond for the out. Nicely done, covering a lot of ground over there at third base as Waddell makes the play in the field and tosses over to first to end the top of the 3rd inning. Mariners strike once with a solo home run off the bat of Tanner Morris. At the end of 2.5, it's 5-1 YD. You're listening to Mariners baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Bottom of the 3rd inning from Red Wilson Field, a 5-1 YD Red Sox lead over the Harwich Mariners as Jacob Bradley returns for his 3rd inning of work. And he struggled over the first 2 as the first pitch is a breaking ball in there for strike 1 on Quinn Cotton. Oh, I beg your pardon, the count 1-0. 1-0 delivery is cut on, a high pop-up foul out of play, and the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cotton digs back in from the right side, the 1-1 pitch, breaking ball at the knees, and the count 1-2.
We're now starting to see what Bradley has to offer. The curveballs look pretty good at times.
1-2 pitch misses outside, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Just when a lot of those hits came for the Red Sox back in the 2nd, a lot of them are just jumping on the fastball counts early on. A couple pitches left over the heart of the plate.
2-2 delivery, swung on, a high chopper over towards short. Fielding on the backhand is Morris. He's not going to have a play at first. Quinn Cotton runs very well down the first base line. And once Morris fielded that ball on the backhand, he knew there was not going to be a play at first base. So he opted to eat the ball and give Quinn Cotton the base hit.
Definitely a smart play, not trying to make a hero-type play over there at short. Don't need to throw a ball away, especially here, where there is just bleachers on the first base side, no fence, so anything on a play, that's automatically an extra base if it heads out.
Reese Albert, left-handed hitter, steps in and takes ball 1 outside. The count 1-0. Runner on first base. Bottom of the 3rd inning, a 5-1 YD Red Sox lead. And the 1-0 delivery is swung on, a high fly ball into left field. Logan Driscoll takes a couple steps over towards the line and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
The designated hitter from Hofstra, number 30.
Nice bounce back there from Bradley after getting up the single to Quinn Cotton. Comes right back, able to induce a fly ball to Albert. And now it's the bottom part of the order. The game is in trouble in the 2nd inning, so we'll see if we can try to fix things here.
Vito Frisha Digs in from the right side. He's a designated hitter in tonight's contest. First pitch to Freeshot, breaking ball. In there for strike one.
Mentioned before, he's been proven he can throw that off-speed curveball for a strike, and proves it right there with a first pitch curveball.
He seems to look a little better in the bottom of the third inning. He's allowed a runner on already. The 1-0 pitch, runner goes, and the 0-1 is swung on a high fly ball to center field. Now the center fielder, Norman's going to test his arm, throw it back to first, not in time to get Quinn Cotton racing back to first base. So runner on first base still, and 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, no, definitely almost a nice play from Norman. You know, Cotton really testing his speed over there, trying to time it when, you know, when Norman's going to catch the ball, and ends up hustling back. You've seen a couple times where guys, you know, on the base pass make silly errors like that and get thrown out, but very, very rare.
Luke Waddell, who digs in from the left side, takes strike one at the knees on the inside corner. And the count 0-1. Cotton off first, 2 outs. Bottom of the third inning, a 5-1 YD lead. Bradley steps off the rubber, and it looks Cotton back at first base. The 0-1 pitch, runner goes, swung on, and it's a ground ball off the leg of Bradley. Picks it up, throws over to first. It's in time to get Waddell at first base. So that'll do it for the third inning. The Red Sox strand one at the end of 3. It is a 5-1 Red Sox lead. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network.